Hi guys, my absolute pleasure to present to you episode 1 of the podcast. It's finally here. So let's turn to B from Exoticathletica, who's going to show us how workplaces are changing. Now make sure please to drop some comments and questions. I'll make sure she helps me answer those for you. Enjoy. All right, so I think it's on. Okay, so I'm here with B from Exoticathletica in Coulomb. So B, tell us a bit about you and what do you do?
All right, so I am the general manager and the co-founder of Exotica. We started this baby about 6 years ago with me and my mate, and it's literally been the craziest ride ever from an active and fashion wear brand. Since COVID happened, it's literally just taken off, and now we've gone to, we went from a small building in Noosa now into a 2,000 square metre building in Coulomb in June this year. So it's just been a bit wild.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, for every business, but some of them unfortunately have gone down.
Mm-hmm.
Others are like striving.
Yeah.
And when I thought about like who should I do these sort of interviews, I wanted to really come here because like you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
You know, you're actually so known on the coast for like being an amazing workplace and that. So
yeah,
that's the next thing I wanted to ask you, like because I've been sharing with people that watch these videos and that, like I've been sharing cool things about certain workplaces. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you. First, what's driving success? What's driving that success that you talked about just then?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that obviously go into it. It's kind of like a domino effect when it comes to business. We were kind of fortunate in regards to the COVID aspect to be e-commerce, because a lot of the brick and mortar businesses had to close down, and we didn't have any shops. We did have like a pop-up shop in the Sunshine Plaza, but that was it. So we didn't really have anything that was holding us down. So when everything was starting to close, we didn't have to close. We just kind of did our little bit of our separation, made sure we were following all of the COVID ruling, but we could continue to keep going. We did have a few office staff that obviously, went to other locations.
Yeah.
But other than that, we just kept going. And the culture that obviously that we have as Exotica, and the thing that everybody talks about, is it obviously is a fun environment.
Yeah.
And I remember my parents own a surveying firm, so very the office is very quiet, you don't chat, you don't giggle, there's nothing like that. So when obviously we started doing this, that's my favorite thing. I love to have a good time. I love to joke. I love to make, just take the piss out of things. So that was the biggest thing with the company, is we made sure that we had that. We work hard, but then we also make sure that we have fun, because we're here for the majority of our time. You know what I mean? If you can't have fun for half your life, then you're not living either. So that was our biggest thing. And that's the thing that people see on videos. That's the thing that they want to be like, oh, I want to be a part of that, because it's just having fun, you know what I mean? And not getting in trouble for having fun. I think that's the biggest thing as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm actually learning as we speak. I'm here with you, and you can probably see this, but I'm dressed a bit like more exotic because I'm trying to match the. I'm trying to match
the. Up for the occasion.
Yeah. That's definitely like the thing, and yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, business this doesn't need to be boring. And actually, I'm gonna put my hand up and say, like, sometimes I am one of those boring, because I'm more like in the finance things, and I can be very boring. But like, as we speak, I'm learning from you, and I love that. So that's what leads me to my next question. So, like, because you have no issues hiring people.
No.
I recently went to a networking event, and everyone that I spoke to, including myself, we struggled to find staff. So now I spoke to James, your husband.
Yeah.
And he said, well, it's because you guys are different and you are attracting people and everyone wants to work with you.
Yeah.
So, but when he said like being different, but like apart from what we can see on your Instagram, obviously, I'm going to put the link to your Instagram here, but what are the things that makes you different apart from, the photos?
Trust me, it didn't happen straight away. I remember when we first started about 6 years ago, no one wanted to touch us with a long pole. No one wanted to help us. No one wanted to be involved, because what we did on socials is so different to what everybody else does. We do not want to be professional. We want to be as unprofessional as possible. We do not want to be corporate. It was always just our plan to be completely opposite to what everybody else is doing, because we are completely opposite.
Yeah.
So when we started asking for help, or getting people to work with us, or getting professionals to come and work for us, like, heads of marketing and stuff like that, no one wanted to come and work for us.
Wow.
No one wanted to help us or do anything like that.
When you say no one, like, could you give us an idea of like when year roughly, just to
yeah,
sort of
so I'm talking probably about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Still, like, so for that first 4 years, it was literally like we got juniors in and we trained them up. So majority of our staff that we have on our books have been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Because we got them when they were straight out of university because they didn't obviously know any better. And then we obviously trained them up and we got them into the position they need to be in. But it didn't matter, like obviously you could pay a certain amount of money to get people involved, but when you obviously first start a business, you're limited in how much money you have and you're limited in how much you can pay. So really to get a professional involved, you have to either pay a shit ton of money or they have to want to be in part of the business because they can see it growing. No one saw us growing, so they didn't see, that potential. Now, oh my Lord, I get probably about 3 to 5 resumes a day for all different types of job. Everybody wants to come and work for us, and it's nice to kind of be like, well, and we have people that we did, ask if they want to come involved and, stuff like that. So it is nice, but it's definitely a lot different.
Well, let me congratulate you because I'm sure you're so busy that you don't get the time to probably stop and enjoy that fact that be proud of what
the success.
Because like I said to you earlier, around the corner here in Coolum, people just when I say, oh yeah, we're working with Exotica, they go, oh my god, this must be such an amazing place to work for. And so I just want to
it gets like that though, because I always used to say, how successful do you want Exotica to be? And I said I want to, when I say it's either I work for Exotica and they go, oh, Exotica, or they know who I am. Yeah. Because when we first started, they'd be like, oh, even now being a woman, it's very different in business. So I'll say, they're like, oh, what do you do? And I say, I'm the general manager and a co-founder for business. They instantly think that the business is small, straight away. Because I'm a woman, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's fine, that's all G, whatever. But then when I start explaining the business and how much we turn over and how much we send out and all that stuff, they go, oh, wow, what? They get shocked by the fact that, I could be, because I'm 28 as well, we have to remember, I'm also very young. So to be, leading a business.
You're younger than me. What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm 29. So.
Yeah, I started this. We started when I was 22. So I've been growing it since then. And it's a bit of a shock for people to do that. But now it's nice. When I go to the shops and stuff like that, people come up to me and they're like, oh my god, so cool to see you. And I've had a few girls run up to me in the shops, but now at least when I go to the shops, at least one person will recognize me, and it is a really rewarding experience to be like, wow, we are actually making something. We're making those small changes in people's lives, and people want to feel like they can approach me, which is really nice.
I just said to you before we started recording, I want to hang out with you more, so I hope I get a chance.
Sure.
No, because I'm actually I'm a fan of you. You just kill it. When I mean, not just from what I see, but what other people sort of, they just such a cool boss.
Yeah, well, that's super important though, and this is the thing that I was saying to you before when you were saying you're doing the podcast and stuff like that. Yeah. It's one of those things that people like to be influenced by influential people. Yeah. Hence why you want to hang out with me, or vice versa. It's just one of those things that when you see like-minded people, you gravitate towards them. And it's the same thing that we get on our socials. Because I'm myself and I'm just being personable and just talking and whatever. People love that. They're just I want to.
I was so scared to ask you. I was so scared to ask you to do this, and you were like, yeah, let's do it.
No, I don't care. It's just super laid back, super easy, and that's just how I always want to be. I don't want to ever get to that position where people can't approach me, because then I feel like I've gone too far down one level. So just trying to be.
Am I the first person to interview you recently with your success in the business?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not the last one as well. I'm trying to be the Joe Rogan of no, I'm kidding. Of the Sonicers, but no, I think because I love doing this.
It's the same thing with your business though. I have never met someone so passionate about cleaning, and I love it because I remember when you came up to me, I was obviously looking for cleaning companies, and James was like, oh, okay, so who are you going to go with? I'm like, I'm just going to hire Easy Clean because I've never seen someone so enthusiastic about cleaning.
What do you mean? So on Google, do you watch a video?
No, when you came in. So you came in and you're so enthusiastic about it and so enthusiastic, and I was like, oh, it's done. I don't care how much he costs. I don't care about anything. It's just because you were so enthusiastic about wanting to do it.
Yeah, actually, I have had to work on that because sometimes I get too intense.
No, it's good.
Yeah, well, good for you. But some other businesses, I literally, I just start to like almost like shake out of like being so energetic and like passionate.
So enthusiastic.
Yeah, and I've actually had like businesses. I'm not gonna say names, but like they just go like, nah, sorry, and don't even.
But that's fine though. They're just
yeah.
not people. It's the same for us though. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of we have, as much as we have a lot of lovers, we do have a lot of haters,
Yeah.
and that's just what comes with business. You can't be
Yeah.
everybody's cup of tea, but
Yeah.
the people's that you are their cup of tea, they're your people,
Yeah.
and you just
Yeah.
hang around more. You just find more people like that.
Absolutely,
I
and
wouldn't
that's
change yourself for it.
And that's
though.
what I've actually said to you. And like, obviously you can't probably see, but I've given B an award for being my favorite client on the Sunshine course. So that's right, and that's what I learned from this book. I'm gonna probably put the link or something. But yeah, it's like exactly like stick to your, you know, the ones that are a match, and
for sure.
stop, because all I was doing before is just trying to please the ones that like sort of hate me, or like just not hate me, but like I think like they're not happy with the business, and it's like that was where I was putting all my time into.
Exactly.
So now we are actually make the decision to like cut that off, like seriously, even if we lose a bit of revenue, but I'm just gonna stick to who.
It's the same with us. We had to learn that one
Yeah.
really, really quick, because obviously when you first start business, you want everybody to like you.
Yeah.
Because you want money, you want to be able to be
Yeah.
successful, blah blah blah. We got to a point where like, well, we don't even actually care if we don't even make any money, as long as we're being ourselves.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we made that switch, it started making us money, because we weren't trying to be people that we weren't. We're just being authentically ourselves.
Yeah.
And that was a massive, massive change. So definitely, if you're not going to be friends with the mean people in your life, you definitely shouldn't have them as clients.
That's
and
true.
like I said, if you want to have fun in business, definitely don't work with someone you don't like. I literally ban people from buying from us. If they're seriously, if they're bitches to my customer service girls, I'll block them as customers. I don't want their money.
Yeah.
Why would I? Why would I take someone's money if they're being rude to my staff? Sorry. And people get shocked that I would refuse their money. They're like, what the hell? So we teach them to be nicer people.
And like, can I ask like, so would you say like you've learned this through experience, or like have you been working with business coaches or like any books?
Not just experience. You just learn as you go. And I think that's the biggest thing, faking it till you make it. We've literally just been living a life of just doing it.
Yeah.
We do now have a business coach, because obviously me and Lani are each other's, connected. We look, we help each other, whatever. But as you get bigger, we obviously have different things that are pulling us, and we don't have time to kind of come together and just talk.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
Oh no, having a different perspective as well. Like
Exactly. Different perspectives are really, really important,
Yeah.
especially when you're making calls. They're not just like $100 anymore. They're millions of dollars.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you want to make sure that you're kind of asking as many different perspectives as possible. So we do have a business coach now where he's literally just a sounding board.
Yeah.
We have a chat with him 3 times a week, and we just have that little sounding board just to...
That's amazing.
But you can do it too with like mentors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if you have, different people in your life. I had my dad, like I used to ask him so many things. Same as Lani's dad, we used to constantly pick his brain, but you start to outgrow those people once you get to a certain level. So then it's like having to find another person to help you, and you kind of get different things from different people in your life, which is really important. I definitely think, you should definitely be. And my biggest thing is if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, because you should always be growing and learning from someone else.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you become stagnant. And I hate that. Like if I've never been in a position where I feel threatened by someone's intelligence, because I love it. If someone's smarter than me, I'm like, cool, teach me that too. I want to be as smart as you. You know what I mean? Super important to learn from people, for sure.
Yeah, no, oh my god. You have to listen, by the way.
I told you I would talk a lot of shit.
But I love it. And you know what, there's actually, as you're talking, I'm like thinking of other things I want to ask you, but obviously I need to keep this a bit short, and you have it's Friday, we need to get out of here, but like, can we do this again after next year?
Yeah, for sure.
In January or something? Awesome. So I've got 2 more questions then. This is about like a bit what we're trying to do at EasyClean, which is sort of like help develop or definitely be part of like the workplace of the future. That's what we're all about. That gets me excited. Which, by the way, I'm gonna start. I guess I'll be myself now, and I'm gonna keep my excitement levels up. Thanks to your advice. I'm just gonna be as intense as I can be. So I'm gonna do that. And I feel good about that. So
That's good.
Okay, so the last 2 questions. What do you think the workplace what do you think the workplace of the future looks like? Talking about like people working somewhere, like or culture. What does the workplace of the future looks like to you?
All right, people, I've actually been asked this before, especially now with all this COVID stuff happening. People always ask, what do you think is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I really hope nothing happens because I cannot work at home. I remember before I ended up working with Lani, I am a graphic designer by trade, and I was doing graphic design work at home. And I lost my mind. I can't hang out by myself. I can't not be around people. I cannot, do work by myself. I remember Mormons came to my house and I spoke with them for 2 hours and I didn't want them to leave because I literally just wanted someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So I definitely hope that it doesn't turn into a situation of people start working more and more from home. Or at least maybe some businesses do that, but we're definitely not, because I can't not have that social interaction. It's what makes our culture so cool, because we all, know what such and such did on the weekend. We're following up on this, like having that, we're just like a big, massive family, and that whole culture and that family is what drives Exotica, and it keeps me excited because yes, I do this one for our customers, but I do a lot of it for our staff. I want to make sure that they have money. I want to make sure that they have the lifestyle that they can have. That's super important to me. So yeah, I would hate if I had to work at home, and I hate if that's what happens with all this COVID, but it's definitely not happening to us. And even in regards to automating like how we do things, in regards to picking and sending things out, there is a lot of things that we do automate, but nothing beats a hand-touched item.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To know that someone picked that and someone packed that and put a little bit of themselves into it, that's super, super special for me. And I would hate to think that we turn into like, it's all like
isolation
robotic
and robotic.
Yeah, I just kind of don't want that vibe. So even if it costs me more money and I have to have staff on or whatever it is, I don't care.
I mean, hopefully for me too, because in the cleaning business, I was like wondering, like, if it's all gonna be robots, what am I gonna do? Like, wipe their ass? You know what I mean? Like,
you'll be so bored.
Hopefully workplaces stay for good.
Sure.
Okay, so I think there was one more. Okay, one thing, and I hope you're okay with this question. It's Barry obviously enjoying his new toy, a brain. What is one thing that we're doing right at Easy Clean?
One thing you're doing right, again, your enthusiasm is fantastic because it goes across to your staff as well. Like, I obviously work like long hours, and all of your staff kind of come up very bubbly. Like, and I love it because like they're all kind of have that little bit of enthusiasm as well, because I kind of just thought it was you, to be honest. I was like, oh, well, he really loves his business. And then your staff kind of have that same feel, like, oh, hey, how are you? How was your day? And it's like, whoa, what the hell? Like, normally cleaners are like super like down and out and don't really want to do it and don't want to be there, but all of your staff really care and want to be there and do a good job, which I really, really like. So that's definitely your staff and the enthusiasm that you push onto them.
That's so cool, because like actually when we were we had a meeting within ourselves, and we did say like what makes us different, and I think I'm gonna keep exploring that aspect. We're trying to hire stuff that like is like that, you know what I mean, like positive energy and all that. So okay, that's really cool to know. I think we're gonna wrap this up, but definitely gonna come back here in January. I'm gonna try and get you to have another do another podcast with me. Thank you so freaking much for doing this. I'm actually like over the moon.
So good.
And okay, so obviously I'll put some links down below, and anything else you want to say to I don't know how to end this. This is my first time. I don't know what do I say at the end?
Signing off, ciao, and then you just hang up.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
That's literally how I just go ciao, and then just end the video at the end.
Okay, here we go. Bye.
Okay, so what do you think? That was pretty interesting, right? Next week, we have a cracker podcast, episode 2. We have Adrian from Trinity Accountants. Trust me, they are next level stuff. So make sure to like, subscribe to this channel. Let's make the podcast grow, and I'll see you then.